A woman sitting in a wheelchair was conducting a social experiment. She dropped some money and an oxygen pump near her chair to see if anyone would help. A greedy woman passed by, picked up the money, and walked away. The woman in the wheelchair saw this, but continued the experiment. Soon after, a man came by. The woman asked him to help pick up the money and the oxygen pump. The man looked greedy as well. The woman was struggling to breathe, but instead of helping her with the oxygen pump, the man picked up the money and began mocking her. He then left without helping. The woman continued her social experiment. This time, she placed more money along with the oxygen pump. A young girl and her father were passing by, talking to each other. The woman in the wheelchair started acting again, pretending to need help. The father quickly rushed to her, asking what was wrong. The little girl picked up the money and the pump and handed them to her father. She whispered that they should keep the money but give the pump back. Her father explained that the woman was sick and sitting in a wheelchair, and it was wrong to think about keeping the money. Listening to her father, the girl returned both the money and the oxygen pump to the woman. The woman thanked them. The little girl then said to her father, "We should leave now. She is disabled," and they went on their way. Later, the father and daughter went for an interview. In the waiting room, they sat down where two other men were already seated, chatting. The two men mocked the father and daughter, asking why poor people like them had come there. They laughed at them, saying they didn't belong. The father calmly said, "Everyone has the right to try for a good job." Just then, a woman walked in and accidentally spilled tea. The father scolded her, asking how she could be so careless, but the woman scolded him back. The father and daughter watched silently. The two men mocked the situation again, but then the father went to help the woman clean up the mess. The two men laughed at him. The woman said she would do the cleaning herself, but the man explained to the two others that it wasn't right to mock poor or struggling people. The woman came back after cleaning. Soon after, another woman entered the room. This was the same woman from the wheelchair who had been doing the social experiment. She greeted all three men politely. They each introduced themselves, and the father also introduced his daughter. The woman asked them all questions. After listening to their answers, she rejected the two men who had mocked the poor and selected the father and daughter for the job. The father and daughter were overjoyed. The woman then revealed that she was the same person they had met earlier, the one they had refused to help. The two men apologized, but she firmly rejected them again, telling them to leave. She congratulated the father and daughter, saying, "You have been rewarded for your good deeds. You can start your job from today." The father thanked her sincerely. She smiled and said, "This is the result of your kindness."